there's a real reason why you feel like you can't pull it together, why you feel like you're failing, especially as a mom. In fact, there's five reasons, and I'm going to share those with you based off of teaching I did at a live mom event not too long ago. It was recorded off of a phone, so bear with me there, but it's so worth the time because I will show you why there's this tension between the mom you picture yourself to be and the mom you are on a daily basis. And it makes sense. So take a listen. So tonight I want to talk about a common question that goes on in my mind, and I believe it's in yours too, and that is, why can I not pull it together? I don't know if you have success of being able to handle feeling like you've got it together for any sustainable amount of time before something cracks and you're just like, I just can't. But I thought I could, but I wasn't prepared for this. So I would like us to talk about that gap between what we thought life was going to look like at this point, what being a mom would feel like, and what it actually feels like Tuesday night at 6:45. Like, there's a gap there, right? Even on our best day, we still have some things that we were longing for that just haven't happened. And there's this quiet ache. I would like to normalize that. Like, there's not a problem in that you feel like you can't pull it together. And the problem isn't even that there's a gap. It's just that we haven't normalized that that's reality. So then how do we live in that reality and then judge ourselves that something's wrong? In Matthew 11:28, Jesus says, "Come to me all who are weary, and I will give you rest." Who is weary? Yes, double hands. And even if your kids sleep through the night, and if they're not sleeping through the night, or you're not sleeping through the night, like, that's just times 10. I'm hoping that by the time you leave tonight, you feel less weary and less alone. Go through 5 gaps I'm going to talk about that are very common to help normalize this. The first gap is that there's a gap between our expectations and our reality. And the best way I can explain this, we don't have a whiteboard, but I will do hand signals. So, okay, picture this as a diagram, okay? So if this bottom row is reality, if you want to do a line, and then this angle is, these are my expectations. The greater the gap between what I thought was going to happen and what actually is your misery factor. It's where discouragement comes in, where disappointment lives, where tension in the relationship exists. And we battle this daily, whether we're moms or not. Like, it's just life. Or if you've gone through pregnancy, like, the reality is my body doesn't look like it did when X amount of years ago, right? Or when we bought this house, or we got this apartment, our plans were for this, and then this happened and our money got put over here, and we have this gap again. You guys can relate? Yeah. So that's gap number 1. Number 2, there's a gap between our capability and our capacity. So everyone in this room is highly capable. You may not feel like it because you might have like that mommy brain thing, and you've forgotten, like, I used to like kill it. You are capable, but that doesn't mean you have capacity to do what you expect yourself to do. I'm going to go back through these. I'm just saying them first, and then we'll dive in a little deeper. Third gap. There's a gap between loving your darlings and loving your days. And what I mean by that is, We all love our kids. But man, when is it about me? When do I have a break? When can I catch up? When can I easily say, yes, let's meet for lunch and not have to figure out childcare? There's a gap between, I love my darlings. I would never want anything to happen to them, but I really long to have a day to myself. And then they'll often feel guilt for even can you just please do a double nap for me? Something. I need a break. Can you relate to that one? Okay. Gap number 4, there's a gap between culture's pace and your soul's pace. Right? Culture outpaces our soul. It's an onslaught. We have intensity, where it's just everything is whew. And then we have an increase in intensity as our attention spans decrease. And then it's like a 24/7 stimulation, right? We can go 24/7 being stimulated by a gazillion options in our culture. And our soul was never designed for that. Not for that level of intensity, not for such spurts of attention, or for access 24/7, buzzing all the time. And we've lost connection with our intuition. We've given it over to culture to say, you probably know better than I do because look at all the things you're offering me. And we lose more and more of ourselves unintentionally. The last gap, number 5, is there's a gap between external needs and internal needs. Your family needs you so much as a mom. And the demands are relentless. Are you connecting with any of this? Yeah. Okay. There is so much hope for us because this is normal. And if we don't fight it or judge ourselves or guilt ourselves, we might find we're actually doing really, really well. In fact, I know you're all doing better than you think you are. And it's just, you don't have anyone telling you that. Your kids don't know how to say, wow, Mom, that was a brilliant parenting technique right now. You got me there. They're just working you all the time. And if you're single parenting it, or if you have a partner, that's not on their agenda to say, tell me all the amazing things you've done today, because I just know you rock it. No, you gotta do dishes and make dinner and check homework and get ready for the next day. Again, this is why this space is so important for you ladies. Now, why can we not pull it together? We were never meant to function at this level for this long and hold it together. It's not an indication that you're failing, that you're not a good mom. When we are at the end of our rope, it is actually an invitation by God to say, grip me. Grip me when you're losing grip. He invites us and wants to meet us where we feel like we're falling apart. He wants you to know, I'm holding you together. One of my favorite verses is Colossians 1:17. It says, and he, meaning God, is before all things. He's before all things. So whatever feels out of control or overwhelming to you right now, he is before it. He's in front of it. I'm in front of it. And in him, all things hold together. In him, all things hold together. So that situation that's not resolved, he's still holding it together. You who's losing it, he's holding you together. Waiting for a diagnosis of what in the world is wrong with my child, he's holding that together. So when we can't figure out how to pull ourselves together, it's his invitation of saying, let me remind you, I'm holding everything together. I'm inviting you into my rhythm. And not into your expectations, not to culture's pace, but into my way. Let me care for your weary soul. Let me just check in with you. Everything I've shared so far, what's rising in you? What are you noticing? What thought or what question or what even emotion is stirring in you?
What you just said recently about God being in front of the situation and then holding it all together just really hit me, because I just need that reminder of like, oh, I actually don't have to carry all of this weight, and it's not all on me. All these situations that are happening, like God has it. Even though it feels like I have to do it all, it's like, oh, actually he's in front of it and around it and carrying me, and I am his little baby, and I don't have to be like this super strong person all the time. So,
yeah, that reminds me of the common verse you hear a lot when you've had your baby. In Psalm 139, for we are fearfully and wonderfully made, and we're just looking at this miracle like, oh my goodness. But whatever age you are, you right now are still fearfully and wonderfully made. And so you are still his child, and he is still so in love and delighting in you the way he did when he knit you together in your mother's womb, as you're raising your littles. And you, each of you, are the exact right mother for the children you have. And you might think, someone could be doing this better because I don't know how to deal with this kind of behavior or this personality type. But I guarantee you that is not a mistake. It's a challenge. And you really feel like you're gonna lose it, but God has a way, and he's holding it and you together. All right, let me take anyone else?
I say God wants us where we are, and not everything has to be perfect.
Yeah, not everything has to be perfect. I love that in the creation story. After each day of creation, God says, and it was good, and it was good, and it was good. And then he creates Adam and Eve, the first male and female, and then he looks at everything, and then he says, and it's very good. He did not say it's perfect. He could have. And it doesn't mean he made a mistake, but he's not after that. He's like, this is good. He knows we are made from clay. Our expectations are what exceeds. He's like, no, you are very good. You don't have to get it perfect. Do it good enough. Do it unto me. He is responsible for the outcome. You are not. You, as a mom, are responsible to be faithful toward the outcome. Faithful toward, I raised this child the best I could in a godly way. And ultimately, God is responsible for the outcome of your children. And I say that speaking to myself right now, and then watching my kids launch into adulthood and like, I would really like to control your situation because I still think I know better than you. But it's a complete illusion to start with. We're not in control, but we are responsible and we are faithful. And we don't have to get it perfect, him to do an amazing thing in our life and theirs. Because you're still you. You're still a woman. You're a mother, yes, but you are still a woman and you're still a child of God, and that stays with you. And I'm speaking to the post-launching, like you want to make sure you stay attached to you throughout this. And we could have talked about that other gap of like, there's a gap between being mother and then like just me being me. Because my body's not my own anymore, and all the things that come with it. All right, so let's then go through those things again and talk a little bit about some remedies around this. So back to the gap between expectations and your reality. I remember when I had Clayton, actually this happened with both of my kids. I had the expectation that I would be able to nurse until I decided I didn't want to nurse. And little did I know, because I'd never been a mom before, Clayton wasn't gaining weight, and he was actually losing weight. And I know, they dip, and then but he kept dipping. And not until I went to his whatever checkup, and they were alarmed. And of course, through my loving mother's eyes, I didn't notice a change because I'm with them day in, day out. And they're like, we're putting him on formula this second. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm nursing. And my body just didn't produce the quantity he needed. I mean, he was nursing all the time, but he wasn't getting what he needed. And I did everything I could. Talk about feeling like a failure as a mom, a first-time mom, the sadness, the grief. Oh, I can feel it right here. That last time nursing, it's real. And that expectation gap can haunt us if we don't work through it. On a lighter note, Joey, my husband, was going to watch him, fast forward 6 months, right? You go to Target, I've got this. Great. I laid out his clothes, all the things, this is what you need to do. I come home, no joke, you guys. I look at my son, picture a onesie, and then picture it upside down. He had put his legs through the arms, and the snaps were over here to the side of his neck. And I'm like, what are you doing? It's like, I could not figure out how to get the snaps on either side. So I just put them over here. He thought that was the problem. I'm like, no, you're the whole thing upside down. How did you not know that? He said, well, I thought because it'd be easier to do a diaper change because the opening, you don't have to, that's how it works. Bless his heart, right? And he was trying, and I'm like, what? That's a silly thing, right? So we have these extreme spectrums of the most heavy of, it was supposed to be this way. And it's never gonna be. And then we have this side of like, we can laugh at this. And that's a real gap too. So how do we close that gap? We have two options. If our reality allows it, we change our reality. Like, maybe if we had a consistent bedtime routine, all the things, we'd have a better morning, maybe. I can adjust that. But if our reality can't change, it involves someone else that we don't have control over, our only option is to change our expectations to match reality. The longer we resist the truth about that, we will have this angst. One of my favorite definitions of good mental health is accepting reality at all costs. Good mental health is accepting reality at all costs. Breakthrough doesn't ever happen without first addressing expectation. Like, it is across the board. So when you are frustrated, start with, what is my expectation here, and is it realistic? And if it's realistic, that means you can change something about that, and you haven't figured out what that thing is. If it's not, gotta adjust that reality. Okay, the next, we talked about the second gap being the gap between your capability and your capacity. You guys, I dealt with some postpartum depression, and I didn't know it because I just thought, oh, that's what everyone talks about when you're tired all the time. But I remember I had my brand new stroller I got from my baby shower, and it's a gorgeous day, and we lived in this sweet little neighborhood with sidewalks and all the things, and for the life of me, I could not get my baby into the stroller and walk out the front door just to go on a stroll. I was like, got to be kidding me. But back to expectations, I thought, I'm gonna be the mom that I'm out there walking and all the things. I was capable of doing that. I had no capacity to do that. And then in comes judgment, guilt, all the things. So this is what I want you to remember about capacity. I want you to think about you at your best. Not even as a mom, just as you. Think of a time where you were like on all cylinders, 100% functioning at 100%. Like you were in your sweet spot. Can you picture a time, even if it was fleeting, just a moment? What we do unintentionally is we hold on to that version of ourselves and we apply that into pretty much every scenario. I should be able to. Back to expectations. What's mentally healthier is to notice, what is my capacity today? If I did not wake up 100% and I woke up 50%, my objective is to give 100% effort at my 50% capacity versus 100% effort to 100% capacity, because it's not going to work. So if this is, for instance, we assume, I don't even know how to measure this, and so, oh, I should be this. I wanted to be this kind of mom. I did everything right. My diet, my exercise, my whatever. Oh, why can't I pull it together? Why can't I pull it together? Well, I didn't know. I was awake 3 times the night dealing with whatever child. I woke up with a cold, allergies. Anyone allergies here? Oh my heavens. And we just got an unexpected bill. I'm like on the verge. Okay, so I woke up, I'm functioning at 40% with all those factors. So what does it look like for me to show up into my day at 100% at my 40%? Oh, look at that. Wow. I'm totally going to do it.
You got it.
All of a sudden, I'm feeling great about how I enter my day. But if I measure myself based on this, I'm going to feel like I'm failing. But look at me. Look at the kind of night I had. Look at I don't feel good. Look at I'm aware of our financial stress. And for me, 40% means I got dressed, I fed him cereal for dinner, and I did a load of wash. Because at 40%, that's what you can expect of me. If I'm 100%, yeah, there's a whole different list I'm doing. So what would it look like for you to match your expectations to your capacity on any given day? I'm actually going to take a sip of this just because I'm nervous in my throat. Being self-aware, oh my goodness, the greatest gift you can give your children is being self-aware. What your triggers are, what your temptations are, what your giftings are, your strengths are, your weaknesses are. Because when you're aware of yourself, you're less of a danger to unintentionally hurting yourself and others. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. The gap between loving your darlings and loving your days. Like, it is possible to hold 2 true things at the same time. So you don't have to discount one for the other. Like, I love my kids and I miss my independence. Those can be true.
I love my rainbow baby and I wanted her so badly, and after I had her I wanted like 5 more, but also she's so hard. She's so hard. I thought she was gonna be easier. I thought she was gonna be like my baby brother. It was just chill, and she's just not.
What's one of the hardest things?
Okay. She steals her sister's things. She was lying there for a while at 4 years old. And also she cut her hair, gave herself an undercut during nap time, and she said, Mom, come see my haircut.
Oh!
And I was like, I'm gonna be sick. I can't see it. So I was so worried it was gonna be all gone. Luckily it was all here, but it's like undercut, and she took everything that her sisters did to like the next level. And I love her so much.
Right.
Like, I wouldn't, but also I'm like, why are you so
You're so
hard?
You love them, you provide safety, you provide consistency the best you can, grace and forgiveness. That covers so much, and then God, who holds it all together, fills those gaps that we even have blind spots to that we're really screwing up and we thought we were doing right. He's got them, and he's got you. And then lastly, about the whole culture's pace and our soul's pace and external demands and internal demands, what we're really talking about is soul care. We have to not abandon our soul. It is the one thing that is the most valuable thing about us, and it's no one's responsibility to care for you but you. It's a bonus when someone cares for you. But I'm responsible for me. You're not responsible for me. My husband, as much as he wants to love on me, he's not responsible for my well-being. I'm responsible for my well-being. I'm responsible for my own independent relationship with God. I'm responsible to figure out where I'm stuck, why I'm stuck, what unresolved pain I have in my life. That's on me. It might have been caused by a family member, but it's on me to seek healing, regardless if they ever own that part. It's on me to reattach to my identity that feels lost now that I'm a mom, to get in touch with my intuition again. Those are my things I get to do. Those are your things you get to do. You're tired. You don't have to do it a lot, but just don't forget yourself. Some of us have been raised in the church and we have this weird relationship with self-care, soul care, it almost feels selfish. So I want you to think of a spectrum where, okay, this is selfish, like it's all about me and good luck with everyone else. Yes, that's selfish. Over here, we've got selfless, like I don't have needs, your needs always come before mine. What you think, what you feel, what you do matters, and I'll just cater to you. That's way down here. Neither one is healthy. What God hopes for us in creating us is that we'll have a solid selfhood, where we have discernment to know this is when I sacrifice for the greater good. And this is when I say, I've hit my limit, I gotta do something for myself. Or even better yet, I'm about to hit my limit, I gotta put something in place to increase my capacity again. You guys coming here on Tuesday nights, I'm hoping this increases your capacity, like, okay, I can do it for another 14 days. And then I'll be strengthened because I know I'm not alone. Psalm 81:6. This is a great verse for you too. It says, I relieved your shoulder of the burden. Your hands were freed from the basket. Think about what's in your basket right now. Like picture, all the groceries, or you're carrying the baby carrying the groceries in your purse and the diaper bag and all the things. When someone just says, here, let me take that, like, isn't that the best? That's what God is saying in this verse. I relieved your shoulder of the burden. Your hands were freed from the basket. What is something that you're holding that you feel like you're losing it over because you can't anymore? That you would just like, yes, please. Back to Colossians 1:17. He's before all things, and in all things he holds it together. So when you can't pull it together, he's holding you together.
I hope you enjoyed that, and I'm curious what of the 5 gaps is really speaking to you. I'd love to know. Leave me a comment. And if I can be of help in getting you unstuck or unlocked in some other area of your life, I'd love to. Check out my website at robinkaufman.com or go to Amazon, where I have a handful of practical workbooks written just for you.